Hello, everyone, and thank you for stopping by. So, this is going to be a guide on how to get the summons for Summoner in Final Fantasy XI solo and doing the trial size trial by earth or trial by fire. We'll be doing all of them. Well, I'm going to be showing you one, but you can use the same technique for all of them. But before we get to the technique, let's talk about a few things that are important before you get into these quests or whatever you want to call them. So, first, let's discuss a couple things you're going to need to buy. The first thing is called a Yagudo drink. So the Yagudo drink will give you refresh +2 for 180 seconds, which pretty much means that it'll regenerate your MP, and that'll be important for what we're going to do. And this other one is optional, but I found that it's really helpful to have and use just to be safe. The other thing that you'll want is called Ether, and it does pretty much the same thing, but it instantly gives you the MP rather than giving it to you over time. And you can get both of these on the auction house for not too much, or you can make it yourself if you have high enough cooking or alchemy. So I'll tell you why you'll need those things when we get to the actual fighting the monster. But another thing that you want to consider before you even get into the fight is depends on what day it is. So for anyone that doesn't know, each day of the week in game has a different kind of day it is, and each day is a different element. And the best way to think about it is the elements are a lot like in Pokemon, where like fire will melt ice is good for wind, earth is good for lightning, and I'll throw a chart in there just so you can kind of see it for yourself if you don't know. But these elements are something that you'll want to consider because each monster that you're fighting has a special element that they're with, and I'll put up another chart here. And if you don't know what day it is, do /clock and it'll tell you what day it is currently. You will also want to do it early enough in the day or else the day could change on you and that could be really bad. But essentially, like when you do Garuda, you don't want to do it on Wednesday. Shiva, you don't want to do an ice day because they'll do more damage and your carbuncle will die faster, as well as they'll take less damage. But on the other side, if you face like Ifrit on Water's Day, he'll take more damage. So you kind of want to compare and contrast on that. But also do note carbuncle at the top, he does light damage. So if it's not a day where like Ifrit, you're facing Ifrit and it's not Water Day, then if it's Light's Day, it'll still be good to go. And you can pretty much do anyone on Light's Day because Carbuncle is buffed on Light's Day. So that's pretty much all you need to have before you go in. And your sub job isn't super important. I picked White Mage here so that I could have Protect, but if you also have like Warrior or another job that gives you health, that would be really good as well. But anyways, with all that said, let's jump into the fight. So once you get in, all spells that you have on you will be removed. And I did try to have my brother cast Shell 3 on me and it didn't work. So just keep that in mind. And another thing you should want to know is if you have any items that reduce your health in exchange for getting you more MP, you want to get rid of those because you do want to have as much health as you possibly can. And if you have any buffing, like I said with White Mage, I use Protect. If you have anything like that, now is a good time to use those. And make sure that you have macros set. That will help you a ton. But anyways, you want to run up to here up until about the point that I stop here. There's about a crack right there. That's a good point to stop. Once you get there, you want to summon Carbuncle, and that takes a minute. And as soon as you have Carbuncle out, you want to drink your Yagudo drink now. And don't make the mistake I made when I first started and drink it later on. You want to drink it now so that you start getting that regen. And then go about as close as you need to be. And then sick him on him. And again, use macros. And once he's engaged it, use Astral Flow, then Blood Pact Rage, and then use Searing Light. You don't want to use Poison Nails for this. Searing Light's what you want. And then once you're done, you want to retreat back here like I am right now. Also, you can see in the bottom right corner kind of that you can see Carbuncle's health. You want to be paying attention to that, and it does go away like there. But you want to be watching that because it'll not say Carbuncle anymore. And if it says that, that means Carbuncle has died. And you might be in trouble. I will go over a couple things you can do if Carbuncle does die, but let's say that this is a perfect scenario. You want to run all the way back down to this crystal. So at this point, it's kind of a waiting game. You want to be watching your mana until it gets to about 40. And you want to be also watching Carbuncle's health, make sure he doesn't die, because if he does die, you'll need to recast him. But right now, we're waiting for the Blood Pact to reset, as well as to get mana up to 40. Okay, so I did speed that up for those of you that are probably confused. But once you're at 40 MP, you want to release Carbuncle and instantly start casting him again. And if Carbuncle dies, cast him again and let him go and take hate again and kind of proceed from there. But Once you summon him, you want to kind of follow him up, but keep your distance a little bit. But once he's engaged Infrit or whoever you're facing, use Astral Flow or use Blood Pact Searing Light again. And once you use that, he'll get hate, but he'll use this AoE that hurts you quite a bit. And that's why you want to have your health up quite a bit, because a lot of the other people, they can hurt and it'll almost kill you there. But once you use it, you want to run all the way over here again. And I do just kind of sit here. And this is where you want to use the ether. You can get away with it sometimes, but I like to use it just to be safe, and it only costs like 1,400 gil to use it. So better safe than sorry, I say. I'm kind of being dumb here, but you kind of want to go more towards the back as far as away as you can. So when you release Carbuncle again, you're able to get him off in time before Ifrit gets to you. And in this scenario, actually, I think Carbuncle does die. And so I start casting him, and that's why you want to be further back. Is because, I mean, I cut this kind of close. I mean, it wasn't too bad. It was fine. But then you do wait for Blood Pact to reset. And you want to be close enough so that you can actually issue the command. But once it's ready, you can go ahead and use it. And it should only take 3 times to kill him. Sometimes you can get lucky with 2, but not always. But I should mention, you want to wait for 40 MP because it takes 5 MP to summon Carbuncle. And it also takes 40 MP to use the Blood Pact. So you want to make sure that you have enough. And by the time you cast Carbuncle, you've regenerated those 5 MP. So yeah, at this point, like I did there, you want to dance and then you just wait and you're done. You've completed it and you want to go do all the other ones, but you want to wait for your 2 hour to reset because the Astral Flow is your 2 hour. But anyways, I hope this guide helped you guys out. And if it did, be sure to let me know in the comment section. If you have anything to add or anything that I missed, be sure to let me know. But anyways, be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.